Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Ajax 0, Liverpool 1. I think there was a lot less goals than we all expected in this game. But hey, it's an away win to start off the Champions League group phase. It's a boring win, but hey, we'll take it all day. I've got James and Doyle first up, and then we're going to go with Stro and Darren. How are we, fellas? James Redmond drinking his water with the little pinky finger out, and Doyle looking like a mean John Aldridge. How are we doing, fellas?
The European champions are back.
Nice.
You know. Do you want me to say something, though, boys? I'm feeling something already, getting the vibes off this video, and I've just saw the title of what this is called. Very boring, but it'll do nicely. Put some respect on what that performance is, because before we do go into the game in detail, let's not pretend we haven't missed the 1-0s and the 2-1s and the basic wins that just don't have the heart out of the body, because we've had that literally every game this season, pretty much. So I'm fucking chuffed. Alex, sorry about that, but I just need to get the video off to the right vibes, my mate. Need to know the energy.
Exactly. So first away win in Holland since 2007 when we beat PSV 3-0. Like we said, boys, not very interesting. We scraped through it. It was an own goal. I mean, what Mane shot.
What an assist from fucking Mane, mate. Mane is back.
He knew he was going to do that, lads. He knew he was going to slot that in for him, lads. So he said, yeah, bro, slot that in for me.
Hey, and what a touch. What a touch
hey,
to create the chance.
Yeah, that's it, lad. Do you know what? Today was boring. It was a boring game, lad. But that's what we wanted to do. Before this game, we said, let's get back to basics. And Fab, he's got to come in, right? And he's got to come in and look just as good as Virgil. He's the best centre back in the world, mate. And he's just come in and just been sound. Just our boss was Fab. Fab and Robbo today just made me feel like we're going to be all right. We're going to be sound. As soon as Alisson comes back, mate, great. That was just a reaffirming performance for me, Dan.
Do you know what? I'm actually having problems seeing if there is... I know there is live viewers watching right now, because I've checked it on the YouTube, but we're not getting any live comments in, and that's very unusual. Maybe something's going wrong there. But so Ajax 0, Liverpool 1, like we said, an own goal. Let's talk about the standout performers. For me, Fabinho, that clearance off the line, unbelievable. Very reminiscent against Bournemouth last season off the line. They obviously hit the post as well. Adrian with a couple of nervy moments, but for me, and for you, here come the comments. We've got all the comments.
There we go.
Talk to me about your man of the match, guys. I'm going to go with Fabinho. Let us know in the comments who we think as well. James, then Doyle.
Do you know what, my mates? I do think you have got to give the edge to Fabinho purely based on the fact from minute 1 to minute 90, I believe he played the full game unless I missed that substitution, but he played brilliantly. And do you know what, mate? Doing a goal line clearance like that is basically a goal at the other end for any attack. Yeah. So do you know what, mate? For Fabinho to come in and, like Doyle said, perfectly summed it up, to play as quality as he did. And Fabinho has gave us that confidence, has gave Doyle that confidence, and myself that confidence. I can't speak for you, Alex, but... It's the fact that he's came in, he's gave us confidence now. And do you know what? We actually could be okay going forward. We might not be in this big heap of shit. Maybe we could. Look how good he looks as centre-back. He's outperforming what Van Dijk's played this season. So do you know what, mate? I think it's not criminal to give it to anyone else like a Robbo, who also played brilliantly today, or even Mane while he was on the pitch. But I do think if you go off the most important and most influential player, you've got to edge it to Fabinho.
Yeah, agreed. Exactly. James took all the words down my mouth. Exactly. I'd say Fab myself. Robbo was close. He was putting all the effort in. He was still playing. Robbo had a boss game, to be honest. He was up and down.
He did.
He done some boss runs as well through the middle of the pitch and that. But Fab, just for sheer delight and surprise that I got from him, you know what I mean? Like, I did not expect that. There was one point in the game, he was a bit scrappy in our box, and he done 2 tackles in a row, and I was just like...
man.
Kid, you know what I mean? It's not even like the goal line clearance for me. It's the things where he just calms everyone down and just goes, chill out, boys. You know what I mean?
He does have a Virgil van Dijk effect, doesn't he, Doyle?
He does, lad, yeah. Do you know what? I wouldn't say he's like a proper leader, but I'd say that he works that hard, that everyone else follows suit, lad. They're like, he's boss him. I've got to, you know what I mean?
His presence.
He presses, yeah. And when Thiago comes back, and Alisson comes back.
Mate,
You know
that's
what I
it.
mean?
Do you know what, Doyle? Doyle,
I'm not-
sorry, can I just follow up there, Doyle? I'm sorry, because you've just set
Go
it
ahead,
up
lad.
for me, brilliant. Alex, have you just deeped what Doyle has just said? We have got Thiago Alcantara, a European champion, to return to what was a very solid team tonight. And the reason why I talk about the team as a whole is because we play different. You can see we set out different than what we usually do, and I'm sure you'll bring that up in the video. But with Thiago later on, but with Thiago and Alisson coming back, that only means the world are good, doesn't it, boys?
That game was crying out for Thiago. That's what that game needed. Just that one player in the middle of the pitch, just go ding, 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 just get them balls, punch them balls in, mate. But yeah, still, I can't wait to see him come back.
Punching them balls, that's what Thiago does, doesn't he, Doyle?
Yeah.
I was with Doyle earlier today. We were having a chat about this game before, and he said he doesn't really know, James, if Van Dijk is going to be the same when he comes back after injury. I mean, if you look at tonight's evidence, obviously Fabinho and Gomez played well. But at the back, I mean, my point against that was he's had an injury like this before and come back from it. And listen, we're going to play against harder teams than Ajax this season without Van Dijk, all due respect to Ajax. But do you think we coped well without the big man tonight, knowing that he's going to be out for some time?
Do you know what, lads? That's what I want to bring up. Actually, it's the fact that the team, the defence, and everyone would have had the mentality going into the game that Van Dijk's out. Everyone, that all eyes are on us, really. Even though it's against Ajax and stuff, everyone's going to want to see if we're going to make fuck up against Ajax, because Ajax have got dangerous players. Even when Quincy Promes came on, because their player went down injured, I thought that was a very dangerous substitution. That's someone who I wanted to watch out for. He dealt with him sound. He got through a few times. They had a few chances. But you know what, mate? I feel like if we set out the way we had done the first few games of this season, with or without Van Dijk, we would have conceded a few today. And maybe we are a little bit fortunate to have not came away, not conceding a goal or two. But be all and end all is, mate, we rode our luck at the one or two occasions we needed. But we also defended the 10 or 20 times that we needed to get that ball away out of our box. And it was done to perfection. Fabinho, Bosch, Gomez, Bosch. And you know what, mate? It was good to see them two actually pair well. You're at that moment at the start of the game, about a minute and a half in, with Adrian, where he should have really picked it up. And it was just like Joe Gomez is going, what are you doing, mate? But you could see that the defence weren't shook from the Virgil van Dijk thing. Adrian's shook anyway. Listen, boys, we need to come to terms. Adrian's just not the man. He's just not. No matter how much you can train him to be the best that you want, he's just not that good. Whereas that back four can play well. We saw them play well before. You can't lose faith in them that quick after just a couple of games, and you saw that tonight.
Yeah.
Talk me about the three changes made on 60 minutes. Obviously, Firmino, Salah and Mane will start. And then Minamino, Jota both come on as well. Who's the other one that came on as well? Shaqiri came on as well.
Yeah.
To replace that front three. I mean, I don't think anyone saw that coming. And when you're 1-0 up with half an hour to go, that's a risky move.
You know what? Klopp was shouting at all three of them on the sideline. And I reckon he's done that as a statement to be like, if he's not going to listen to me, he's not going to work the way I want you to work, then I'm just going to take his off and put someone else on because I trust other players as much as I trust you type of thing. And that's why I like Klopp. I think this is the type of thing that the team needs at this moment, is a little kick up the arse sometimes. Them three players are sick and they're some of the best in the world. But it's always good to remember, you've got to work hard, you've got to push yourself and all that. Because I feel like today, Mo Salah wasn't really...
Yeah, wasn't at the races.
Wasn't really there, was he? You know what I mean? He was a bit casual, and so was Bobby, to be honest. But, I feel like that was a statement. I don't think any of them were angry, to be honest. They looked a little bit fed up being on the bench. But when the other three came on, I think Minamino was boss. So was Jota. Jota came on and he done well for himself. There was one at the end of the game, where he carried the ball from the edge of the box all the way up to the top of the goal. And I was like, brilliant, that. He looks strong. He looks like he knows how to play the Liverpool way. And I like Jota. He looks like he's going to be a good option for us this season. Definitely.
Yeah, James, talk to us about the subs from your perspective on 60 minutes.
I liked all the substitutions, including the Henderson for Curtis Jones one at half time. I thought that was necessary. But as for the three substitutions for the attackers, I think even if you look at the time that the substitutions was made, you can kind of see it was pre-planned from Klopp, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, Doyle could be right, but I thought it was a bit of a pre-planned move. It was on the 60th minute on the dot. We've got a big game against Sheffield on the weekend, which we need to get 3 points in. So at the end of the day, mate, I was happy to see him make them changes. The Henderson one was a big one for me because I didn't think the midfield was compact enough with Curtis Jones and Milner. I thought Wijnaldum had a brilliant game for the majority of the match as well. But as for them three alone, I thought when they came on, like Doyle said, they added something to the team. They added a spark. But I do think it was for rest. And I think it's because we know we can. And you know what, mate? When you're really, really deep in, what a great option it was to bring on Minamino, Shaqiri, and Jota. Like, all three of them for our whole front three. That's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Let's go into the comments. Ruby, couldn't ask more from our defence. Harry White, I thought Jota was brilliant when he came on. Jota needs to start now, according to Ruby. Whenever he comes on, he looks class.
We need, boys, we need to pause there and talk about that comment because that's a very, very, very important thing to bring up. Like, you know, Jota is being shown great form, and for me, you know, regardless how good his link-up players, he hasn't been at the races. And do you know what, mate? I'm loving Jota. I'm loving every moment of it. And you know what? If you want to move Salah into the middle or something and move Mane to the right and move Jota on the left, do that.
Exactly
but
what I said, lad.
Jota just get in there.
Exactly what I said to Alex today, lads. Just get Jota in the middle, lad, or get Salah in the middle, put Jota on the right and keep Mane on the left. Just try it. That's the whole point of why we got these players in. It's always going to add that competition element as well. It might make Bobby just go, well, I need to score goals here, do you know what I mean? It might give him that killer edge that we want him to have instead of passing the ball all the time, lad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I reckon stick Jota on, lad. She has to be a good game to stick him on, I reckon.
There's a comment here that none of us want to see, boys, and I do hope it's untrue that we could be seeing, you know, Van Dijk on the sides for 12 to 18 months. I mean, obviously that's not a true source, but let's hope that's not true. Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to lie, I've heard quite a few sources going around today, not to down the drum stat, but it's worse than what we're
You know what?
saying.
This is what I said, lads. I said, like, we might not see the best of, we might have seen the best of Virgil van Dijk now as well, but you know what's the worst thing about it? He was in his prime right now, so everybody is being deprived of a prime Virgil van Dijk, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, this, he's been cut down right in his prime, which is just heavy. You can't, I think an ACL, knowing like football and that, ACLs are just heavy graft to recover from. And when it comes to pace, it just cuts it in half, mate. It's like you lose bags of it. And he's such a heavy guy. He's such a big unit. I'm worried that lack of pace is going to affect him a lot. However, he is a master of the game as well. He is smart. He knows how to play in that back line. So maybe he'll just adapt his game to do something else instead. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to write him off. Definitely, that would be stupid. Like,
no,
but I'm good. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, you're right, lads, and you have every reason to be, Doyle. But what I just want to say is, you know, however long he is out for, it's not ideal. 1 month or 18 months, but let's fucking have it. Like, boys, listen to me when I say this. Let's have it with everyone. No, because lad, that's the energy that I not only want to see from the fans, but the team. Because you know what? That's what we need to do. Tonight is the response that I wanted to see defensively. I saw us getting into players. I saw us getting into Ajax. It was more than just playing Ajax Football Club. It was more than just a boring game. It was a statement that we can defend without Virgil. And you know what? People can say I'm overreacting all at once. I'm not saying we're going to defend like that for the whole season, but we know we can defend well. We know Fabinho, in not just today, but against Chelsea as well, can play class at centre-back. We have got a great team. We've got Thiago to come back, Alisson's come back. We have got a front three that teams would dream to have. It might not be the best front three in the world, but it has some of the best players in the world. And at one stage, we didn't even have them. So I have every faith in this set of players and this fucking manager that we can push forward, boys, with or without Virgil. Even though he will be fucking missed. Yes, come on! Up the fucking Reds.
A few more comments. And then we'll move on to Darren and Stro. Diego, of course, locked in, says keep hitting the like, shares and subs. Lizani says, and I thought the black kit was cursed. Absolutely. First win in that third kit tonight. Here's a question, though, for you both. Is Mane injured or is he putting the ice on for precaution?
I don't know, but I didn't like the look of that. I'm not
gonna lie.
I don't like ice bags, and I don't like it being placed on knees anymore. Like, that's just not a sight that I like to see. Honestly, boys, fuck all of that.
Players do all hands. You can't, like, if a player says this has got a twinge in the slightest little bit,
that's it. It might be nothing.
Take the over precautious. Don't worry, boys. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just looks worse than it is. I know that's football, mate. Believe me.
AJ here says Doyle looks like Arthur Shelby from Peaky Blinders. Anyone else here?
Fucking hell, I get called all kinds of people on this show, don't I, lad?
It's all right, lads. Doyle, I've been called Harry Maguire before, mate. Don't you worry. I've been called. Hey, boys, I've been called Bobby Duncan. I've been called the fucking lot.
Oh, hello, here's another one. Yes, he does look a bit like Arthur Shelby. He says, "Oh, man, brilliant." What do you think of Atalanta, lads? I mean, obviously, in the group, our main two rivals are Ajax and Atalanta. 3 points today, boys. They normally say that anywhere between kind of 9 and 12 points gets you into the next round, guaranteed. That means that we've already got a third, or maybe a little bit less than that, of the points that we need to progress. Midtjylland, the next game next week, and then after it's Atalanta. I'm not going to lie, of all of these teams, we're going to have the most problems against Atalanta, I believe.
We played Boss last season in the Champions League, didn't they? They played really good attacking football and they got really far as well. But again, I'm not really worried. I feel like it's just the same type of edge that Ajax have. They play attacking football, they play nice, honest football. It's the same sort of similar team. So, not really bothered, to be honest. It's not too far away. Get a plane, it's only an hour on the plane or something, do you know what I mean? Like, laughing.
Are you going, are you?
Yeah.
Love that. James rallying the troops. Let's go, let's go.
No, but that's it, yeah, man. Nah, you know the score, lads.
Yeah. He's got to be done sometimes, James. Just bring it. AJ confirmed it's a dead leg. Just seen it on Twitter, quoted by journos. All good. Yeah, he's definitely got a dead leg. It's just a little knock, he said. Yes, lads, how are we? Says Ant Dicko. Do you see Doyle kind of looks like Matty Cash? Fucking hell.
Matty Cash, lads.
Left, right, and centre. The Aston Villa player, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's get a little look on Doyle there, and we can, just all make a.
He's right. Look at that gorgeous man right there. That is
what's
Matty
that
Doyle. And the lads off PK
Matty Cash, fucking Tamikas, fucking.
Tamikas.
Love that. Listen, lads, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much. Like we said, boys and girls, if you're watching this, James, Doyle, and I have a new show coming up in the next few weeks called From Kop to Bottom. Keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a belter. Doyle's going to be back on the channel tomorrow, previewing the Sheffield United game with me. James will be back, well, whenever he wants to come back. He's got.
I'll come on that show tomorrow if you want.
Down. There you go. 5:30 tomorrow. We'll do a preview on the lineup prediction. Much love, my guys, my brothers. Take care. Lots of love.
See you later, boys.
Right. Let's get into the next guest on this show. I got the man like Stro. It's great to see you, my brother. How are you?
Good, man. It's been a long time. How are we?
Yeah, I'm really good, man. Let's also add in Darren Whelan, all the way from Dublin. How are you?
Hi, lads. What's happening?
Good. I'm very happy after that one. Like I said in the title, lads, very boring, but a win will do. 3 points on the board already. We lost our first Champions League game, group stage, last year to Napoli. And you know what? It's been a while since we actually won away in this competition, lads. So to do it tonight, even though it's an own goal, even though it's scrappy, even though we cleared one off the line, they hit the post. We'll take it, lads.
Yeah, great to have got a win tonight, Alex and Stro. Winning away from Europe, keeping a clean sheet, I think was huge tonight, and a very professional performance. Fabinho, I thought, fabulous from Fabinho, brilliant tonight. He just looks a natural at centre-back. He played great against Chelsea earlier on the season, well, a couple of weeks ago, I should say, our second game of the season, and it was against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Previously, we played at Anfield, and he played great at centre-back, so he does seem to be a natural there. I mean, it's a great response from Van Dijk being out that our centre-backs played well and we kept a clean sheet in what will possibly be one of our hardest away games, especially this group. I think Ajax and Atlanta will be the two toughest.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've got a lot in store for us in the group. We can't write this off yet and say we're already through, even though tonight was the first step. Stro, talk to me about any mistakes in the game. There was obviously a very nervy moment very early on between Adrian. I saw you tweeting about it, bro. I mean, that stuff just has to get cut out. Is that a communication thing? Is it he's not a very good keeper thing? What is that down to? You could see Gomez's reaction, bro.
It just sums Adrian up as a goalkeeper. He's erratic. He's rash. His decision making's all over the place, and you can see Gomez. He's basically he's trying to shield the attacker off, and he just wants to roll it back into Adrian's path. By the time he lifts his head up, Adrian's there kicking it off him, and he's just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then it's not even that; it's Southampton last year away, second game of the season. Danny Ings scores from it. He makes the same mistake 3 times in that game as well. And lo and behold, he gets the ball and he kicks it straight off the attacker's foot. And it's just like, I've seen this before. Like, how are you not learning from your mistakes? It baffles me. And then obviously at the end, he comes out and he's looking for a foul, and it's not one because he's never going to get it. And it's just like, that could cost us. You cost us last season. Like, yeah, the sooner Alisson's back, the better. Because there's only, Liverpool fans will get behind the players, will back the players, but there's only so much we can put up with it. It's just like, it's frustrating.
Talk to me about the full-time reaction, Darren. You could see how much this meant to Klopp. Obviously, I was watching it without the sound, the crowd noise, and the lads were really celebrating when they got that win. I think he knew that he's made a statement by coming away here, not only with 3 points, but also a clean sheet as well.
It's a huge win, and look, the lads would have been under the cosh a bit. There was obviously pressure on the lads to respond from only getting 1 point in our last 2 games. Like, I mean, that Jersey night we finally got a win and to keep a clean sheet. The last time we played in that was Villa, and we got dismantled. I mean, conceded 7 goals. Could have been a lot more on the night. It was a really poor performance, but it was a big reaction and improved performance against Everton the weekend. And then to go on tonight and be very professional and keep it simple. A couple of lads got rested. You seen the 3 lads coming off for a half an hour to go. Henderson didn't start. So there was so many positives to take from tonight. Look, Adrian is Adrian. He's a liability, but I believe Alisson will be back for, I think it's West Ham. So we've 2 games, and the 2 games we should be Sheffield United and Midtjylland with even Adrian in goal. So hopefully that's the end of seeing Adrian. Look, I have a lot of sympathy as well towards him. He's a part of the family. He's a Liverpool player. I don't want to be slating any Liverpool player, but look, I mean, tonight he could have cost us another goal. I think he'd only one proper shot to save where it came out of, man. It was half decent save, but as Shrew was saying, like, I mean, he kicks it off there forward. It goes out for a goal kick. It was very, very silly, and again, it could have been costly. And then to start with Gomez, he came out, we didn't know what to do. He's very rash in his decision making. But big win tonight, Alex. Confidence to be high. Going into play Sheffield United, I've seen before the game 1 point this season, so that's really important them compared to the start he had last season. So that they're taking.
Not sure what happened there with Darren. He's just frozen. Mad thing. But yeah, Stro, talk to me about Darren mentioned there 2 games to go until Alisson does come back. I think Adrian did get away with it tonight, I'm not going to lie. The thing is, whenever a shot is made against him, for me, and this, I might be wrong, so please guys in the comments do correct me if I am wrong, but he always seems to over milk his saves when he does make the saves. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's and I've never, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, I swear on my life, I've never seen Adrian. I'm going to put it out there. It's this. Why can't you catch the football? And also, whilst I'm on this rant, yeah, and this goes for every motherfucking professional football player, if you have got the first flag to the corner, fuck off. How many times and how many games now do Liverpool have corners where it doesn't even beat the first flag? Anyway,
you know what? Literally, yeah, that's one thing I wanted to come on to, is I've lost count how many times this season specifically, and you look at the Everton game and the games this season, how many times we've had corners, and you've got Verge up there when he was there, and you bring the big lads up and you think, you know what, good delivery, we can score it, and it just doesn't beat the first man. It's like, it's not difficult. It baffles me. And yeah, the thing with Adrian is the comical one, even though it's not comical, I can laugh at it now, is obviously Marco Llorente's goal for Atletico. You know, when he kicks it out, and he bends it. Have you seen his dive?
Yeah, it's not a dive. It's not a dive.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. If you see what he does, it's just like,
he just
it's like looking at Faulty Towers. It's like, what are you doing? I just don't understand it. But yeah, he is the personification of camera save. Like simple. This is why Alisson is world class. He makes hard saves look simple. Adrian makes easy saves look overcomplicated, and it's just like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like you're a goalkeeper for crying out loud.
All I want to see is a catch, Darren. Like, listen, if you're a goalkeeper and it's different to now compared to 30 years ago because the balls have less panels, they move about a bit more. But I'm pretty sure, listen, I'm no scientist or mathematician, but I'm pretty sure the surface area of that and that is bigger than that. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
Because, and you see these guys with these fucking gloves the keepers wear these days. You should be catching that with one arm, really. I mean, the amount of protection and finger saves and, padding that's around these gloves. I hate to keep going on about it, but how he can't catch a ball and how it's just a dying art now. Maybe I'm old school, boys, but I hate all this shit. I hate it. Might as well play volleyball.
Yeah.
Nah, to be fair, you're not being overcritical. You're 100% spot on. For the life of me, I can't understand it because the simple catches, and this is what frustrates me the most, is the punch doesn't even go far. It reaches the edge of the box. If you're gonna actually come out and punch it, commit to the punch, send it flying. Don't put us in a worse position, or catch it and just literally settle our nerves, calm the game down. But it's just, I just can't wrap my head around it. His ego is just out of control. This man has never been bought. He's not got a transfer fee to his name. That's embarrassing.
How mad is it? I've spent more money on plasters in the last day because I've got some mad blisters than Adrian has ever been paid or bought for in his life. And these plasters were £2. Mad thing. Let's lay off Adrian. I think everyone's there's not much more that can be said that we all won't agree with anyway. So lovely touch as well, lads, for Reece Williams to get his Champions League debut as well as Curtis Jones tonight. I was really happy when Klopp did that. Must give the boy a huge boost, and obviously he is a centre back, so if he does get a bit more time, obviously very young, but Darren, what do you think?
Yeah, he resembles Virgil van Dijk, doesn't he, when he come on? The look of him, obviously just a bit smaller and thinner than him, but he's similar enough to Virg. Great, 18 years of age, coming on for your first game for Liverpool in a big competitive game. I know he's played already in the Carabao Cup against Lincoln, and Arsenal, and he was very impressive. But I think tonight coming on, dream come true, Amsterdam Arena, brilliant, playing for Liverpool of playing for the calibre of Liverpool and the history we have at the European Cup. So quality, and hopefully he can kick on this. I'd like to see him being given a bit of game time, but like that, he's not going to get ahead of Gomez, Matip or Fabinho and there. But I mean, it's very optimistic and positive for him in his progression, surely at a club like Liverpool. And he's highly rated too, what I believe from a lot of sources. He's really, really good.
Listen, I'm all for him. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. A question for both of you. This is a great point here from Søring, who says that Minamino is the younger version of Bobby. Bobby's pressing hasn't been the same lately. Listen, I'm not 100% a stats man, right? But Bobby Firmino scored 2 goals in the last 23 games for Liverpool. I know people might not class him as an out-and-out number 9. He wears the number 9 on the back of his shirt for Liverpool. It's not good enough as one of our main strikers anyway. I mean, Bobby was known for his pressing. Does Søring have a point here, Stro? Are we seeing less running around? Anything from Bobby, let alone the goals?
The thing with Bobby is every Liverpool fan loves him, right?
Yeah.
There's some Liverpool fans where if you even remotely start to criticise Firmino, you get shut down. To score 1 goal at home in the year that we win the title isn't good enough. His goal scoring record last season wasn't good enough. He was missing gilt-edged chances. And then you go on to this season, and we look at the Aston Villa game as a prime example. When we're playing a high line like that, the whole point of the high line is to pin them in. It's to win the ball up high, nick it in final third, and then we break quickly. The reason that didn't work was because the press was non-existent and they got through it time and time again. Name a time when, in the past 2 seasons, you've seen a team, for example, a Manchester City, I'm talking top teams, break through our press. They struggle because the press hasn't been there. Leeds, exactly the same thing at home.
Yeah.
The press wasn't there from him. It's not the same intensity. And it was so clear in the Aston Villa game. We were missing it. Now, I don't know whether that's because Mane wasn't there and it was a bit, and he's still trying to figure out Jota, but the press starts with him. He's the first point. So you lead from the front, you press on the front. It was not there. And I'm not saying he's the reason we got beat 7-2. To be honest, we should have been beat 10 or 15. We were awful that day and they should have scored more. But you look at his press, it was not there. Leeds was not there. And whoever's made that comment is spot on. The intensity is not there, but it's just lacking. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know what it is, but it's not. It's like simple free balls that you'd see Firmino make with his eyes closed and he'd do a no-look pass and it goes through. He's not even getting them through anymore. And his performances have dipped and it's just like, I just want that Bobby back because I just want to shut everyone up because on paper, people mention our squad. People were celebrating when Van Dijk got injured. Let me just make one thing clear. We won the Champions League 2 seasons ago. We won the Premier League last year. We are the best team in this league. Fuck everyone else. We are the best team in this league. I don't care. Yeah, we've lost Van Dijk. Look at Fabinho. Phenomenal performance. Robertson, best left back in the world. And then you've got Chelsea fans telling Trent to come outside. Trent is the best right back in world football at the minute. We've got Thiago to come back into this team. Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world. Don't even dare, for the cheek of it, even try and mention City's goalkeeper. The man fluffed it against Lyon. The man fluffed it against Lyon. Cost you a semi-final. Don't even try and talk to Alisson. Don't even try and talk to Alisson. Henderson gets so much abuse. He runs with his knees together. Look at the impact he made when he came on. That man is a leader. He is the ultimate leader. So it's like, honestly, it drives me insane. And I can see rival teams celebrating because Van Dijk's injured. Cool. Come celebrate at the end of the season when you're back where you want to be or back where you think you're going to be because you think you're going to be finishing in the top 4 and you're going to be scraping it. And look where we are at the end of the season. Then you can come talk to me and then you can come try and celebrate because the celebration is going to be 2 completely different things, let me tell you.
Yeah, my brother, love that. Darren, just a quick one to see us out because I know I've got Hitman and Phil in the sidelines here waiting, and it's getting on a bit. But talk to me just a little bit about Saturday's game. I'm actually quite concerned that, I mean, Liverpool always have this thing where we sell a player and he comes back to haunt us. Ryan Brewster, apparently there's no clause in his contract whatsoever that says he can't play against us. I mean, obviously this needs to be a win. It should and it must be a win. I want a convincing win. But is there anything that worries you slightly about Saturday, knowing how well Brewster knows our defence as well? Darren? Mackie D's Wi-Fi.
Sorry, I think I went off there.
No worries. I was just saying, what do you think for Saturday? Brewster obviously knows our defence very well.
No, I've no concerns going to Saturday. As I said, Sheffield United have 1 point out of the first couple of games they played so far. So I think that they're taking. It's a great time to play them. Confidence now will be reinstated with us. We should have beaten Everton the weekend. There was a really good response. We won tonight, kept a clean sheet. Going into Saturday's game, I'm full of confidence. I think the players will be, and I think normal service will resume at the Fortress for the champions. And Strew, that was a great rant you went on. I 100% agree with everything you said there. And yeah, roll on Saturday, lads. And it'd be good to see Brewster back at Anfield. A lot of respect for him, but he's not going to do much against us. And it'll be interesting to see what lineup we go with. But it's good to see that a couple of the lads, senior lads, got a bit of a rest tonight. They didn't play a full 90, obviously apart from Robertson and a couple of them. But yeah, looking forward. 3 points the weekend.
Love that. Listen, boys, thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Love your comments as always. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, fellas. All the best. Darren and Stro there. Let's bring in Hitman and Theo Woods as well. Hitman, give your camera a little rub for me, bro. You're moving like you're filming on a potato tonight. I can't lie. About 2 pixels. But Theo, how are you, my bro? How's things?
I'm good. I'm glad to come on after a win for once. That's
true.
Fun. But yeah, I think it was an alright performance tonight. Obviously, quite a boring game, just 1-0. But at least we got the win. That's the most important thing.
Of course, a big 3 points, Hitman. Did you think this would be the case going into the game, knowing that there was no Van Dijk, knowing that there was no Thiago and Alisson? There was obviously a few nervy moments, but to get a 1-0 win and come away unscathed, great result. I actually think is your mic on mute, Hitman? Are you muted it at all? Can't fully hear you there, bro. Hitman's on mute, yeah. Right, Hitman, sort out your mic and get back to me in 2 secs. We'll start with you. Like I said there, a great win, 1-0, very boring, but we'll take this all day long, considering as well we haven't actually won away in the Champions League for some time, let alone in Holland, where it's been 13 years.
Yeah, it was a good win. I mean, one thing was Adrian didn't really make any mistakes, apart from his little moment of madness at the start where he ran out to Gomez. But yeah, he seemed okay today compared to normal.
Yeah, I think you're right. Who's your man of the match? I went for Fabinho earlier on in the stream, but Jota came on and did well as well.
Yeah, I'd probably would say Fabinho, obviously, after that clearance off the line as well. I'd probably also agree and go with Fabinho.
Looking forward ahead to Saturday, home against Sheffield United. Are you going to be paying 15 quid to watch that, Theo?
I've still not decided. I'm not sure. I think when it first got announced, I was like, oh, I won't. But as it gets closer, I feel like I might. But I don't think I don't know if it. I don't agree with the fact that it's like they're putting Premier League games on box office now, but.
It's a joke, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
disgrace. Hitman, I'm going to try and bring you back in. Is your mic working? Is it working? Bro, I can't hear you, you know. Oh, it says you're muted, bro. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's happening. Theo, talk to me quickly about the debut for Curtis Jones tonight. I was really happy to see him start. Local lad, of course. Were you impressed with him? Came off at half-time for Henderson. I think that was needed, but brilliant for him to start the game.
Yeah, I think it's great to see him getting a game or half game in the Champions League. It'll be great for his confidence. And yeah, he was decent in the first half, and then obviously we saw Reece Williams come on as well. So it's good to see Klopp bringing on some of the younger players in important games.
Absolutely. Listen, Theo, big up to yourself. Hopefully we'll get you on another fan cam very soon. All the way from the northeast. Big up, Theo. Take care, mate. All the best.
Right, see that.
Love that. Nice shirt as well. Right then. I can't seem to get Hitman on. The audio is not working. So guys, that will be it for tonight. Liverpool take away 3 points from Amsterdam. How good would that away day have been tonight? I cannot believe that we've been robbed of an away day in Amsterdam. Guys, it's mad. Yes, Kiefer, Hitman was looking mad. Do you know what? The quality of the camera is normally a lot better than that. I don't know what happened to his camera tonight, but the audio wasn't there. But listen, we'll get him on for the next show. Absolutely no doubt about that. Big 3 points for Liverpool tonight. Fantastic start to the UEFA Champions League season. A big away win, one of those that we haven't got for a long time in the Champions League. Tomorrow, we are going to be live with James and Doyle again for a match preview for the Sheffield United game on Saturday, as well as a lineup prediction. And then, of course, on Saturday itself, we have the big one, the fan cams for the home game against Sheffield United around 5 o'clock. Like I said, big win for Liverpool. I'll see you at the weekend after Sheffield United. Take care.